back with another one for you. All right, guys, we're about to jump right into the news cycle. So we're just going to do a whole media analysis on the Iran war updates and a whole lot more that's going on as we're drawing closer to the end of the ceasefire, which ends tomorrow. So fingers crossed that a peace deal can be reached or a ceasefire can be extended, but it doesn't look likely, guys. So let's get right into it. On Fox News, they actually had Khanna on. I ain't gonna lie, Khanna did pretty well. But let's not forget to double tap that screen, like the video, guys. Let's get right into it.
Welcome back. CENTCOM releasing new video overnight of U.S. forces taking over an Iranian cargo ship after a 6-hour standoff. The cargo ship was trying to break past the U.S.'s naval blockade. The ship, called Tauska, reportedly spent much of the last year moving between China and Iran. Hundreds of commercial tankers are now stranded on both sides of the strait after Iran halted traffic in the strait over the weekend, reversing course on its decision to effectively open it on Friday, agreeing with the United States. Tehran now telling shippers they must use new traffic lanes along the Iranian coast. But President Trump told me yesterday on the phone that it was the U.S. who closed the strait because of the blockade. U.S. officials are gearing up for another round of talks in Pakistan tonight.
Now, this is why Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz again, if you're not caught up already. They closed the strait again because the U.S. kept its naval blockade up. Iran was actually letting through all the ships, but the U.S. was pretty much keeping up its naval blockade and blocking Iranian ports, saying that, look, we'll let everybody in, but you guys. And Iran was like, okay, well, if you're going to do that, then we'll just close down the strait and nobody gets through. So that's the difference. When pretty much they had the strait open, when Iran let the strait open and all these guys were going through, America was actually stopping Iranian ships and letting the other ships go through. So everybody was allowed to go but Iran. Iran said, we're not doing that. They closed the strait again. And here we are once again with the Strait of Hormuz closed.
Night. The Iranians, however, still no response on this meeting. The state media is suggesting that Iran might not show up, although AP reported this morning that the meeting is on, and President Trump told me yesterday a deal will be signed tonight. Meanwhile, House Democrats are now discussing plans to force a vote on an Iran war powers resolution every day until one passes or U.S. operations in the region end, as the conflict approaches the 60-day mark. February 28th is when it started. Joining me now is California Congressman Khanna. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
Good to see you, Maria.
And I want to get your take on where...
Oh, guys, make sure to double tap that screen and like the video, guys. Let's get more people in the conversation by double tapping that screen. Appreciate the support, by the way. And depending on how you're watching, make sure to smash that like button.
You introduced a bill to stop U.S. oil exports during the conflict in Iran. Why do you want to stop U.S. oil exports during this conflict?
Maria, it's common sense. Why would we be sending our oil overseas when Americans are getting fleeced at the pump? When gas has gone from $2.30 to $4, we should have our oil supply for Americans. And that would...
I mean, yeah, that is only going to drain our oil supply further. And here's the thing, like, these guys buying their oil from us does not help prices. Like, it doesn't at all, because that 20% of oil is still missing from the global supply that comes out of the Strait of Hormuz. So yeah, us selling oil is not helping nobody, and it definitely ain't helping us. It helps some oil execs, but not the American people, especially when it comes to the price you're paying at the pump.
Bring down the price. This was a giveaway in 2015 to the big oil companies. Yeah, it's good for them. It's not good for the average consumer.
I don't know if it's a giveaway, really, but the truth is the president told the nation just the other day, and we know this to be true, that the U.S. is producing more oil and gas.
Did she go? Huh? Oh.
The U.S. was producing, as you know, more oil and gas at a record level, even under Joe Biden. The point is, though, why are we exporting it? And Maria, the biggest point...
And then here's the thing. We use more and more energy, like, year over year. So I'm sorry, but the reason why we produce so much is because we're using so much. And let's be honest, if we were just producing so much gas and oil, then trust me, these oil prices wouldn't be rising. Energy prices wouldn't be rising, and we wouldn't be seeing an increase in inflation if that was the case.
Is why have we gotten into a war that has led to the closing of the Strait of Hormuz. The strait was perfectly open 60 days ago. And, you know, I talked, as I know you do, I talked to some of the senior finance guys at Wall Street, JP Morgan, others. They thought that this war would have been over in 3 weeks. This war has gone on 60 days. It's hurting the economy. It's putting our lives at risk. We've got Khanna Jr. in charge, who's actually more hardline with the IRGC. We have a worse regime in there. What have we achieved?
Are you saying that you do not think it's a good idea to defang Iran from having a nuclear weapon?
Absolutely, we should do that. But this is not achieving that. We now have Khanna Jr., who actually wants to.
I mean, let's be real. It's not. If anything, we're pushing them further towards a nuclear weapon. And if it was all about handling their, nuclear enrichment, then we should have kept under the deal that Obama left them in or had with them, which was a JCPOA, which we had oversight over their enrichment program. We had them only enriching at 3.6%. We had all of that monitored. We had all of it recorded. And for some reason, when we got out of that, we didn't want to get back into it with them. But we did commit a whole lot of acts of aggression towards Iran that pushed them towards that 60% enrichment that they've been at since 2021, by the way. So that also proves that, if Iran wanted to make a bomb and it was at 60% in 2021, then why didn't they just rush to it when nobody was even worried about them and we were too preoccupied with Russia?
Do that. So, Congressman, how do you expect to do that?
What is your
plan? Hold on. What is your plan to ensure that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon?
Well, this is not doing it. This is putting Iran closer on the trajectory of a nuclear weapon because Khanna Sr., who we assassinated.
That's not true.
No, it is. No, that's true. Because every time we show an act of aggression towards Iran, they push closer and closer towards a nuclear weapon. That's just the fact of the matter. When we got out of the JCPOA and we put the sanctions back on them, act of aggression, we made the IRGC a terrorist group, act of aggression, and then we killed General Qasem Soleimani. That was an act of aggression, and that was from 2018 to 2020. Then in 2021, they pop out with 60% enrichment. What does that tell you? The more you aggress on them, the faster they go towards it. It was the same thing with North Korea. But then again, I'll be honest with you, though. North Korea was they was pretty determined to get a nuke. There was nothing we could honestly tell them. There wasn't even really willing to work out a deal. But at least Iran was. And we had them under it, except we pulled out of it.
That's not true. President Obama.
Let me just finish, Maria. Let me just finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
You know, look, Khanna Jr. is saying he wants to develop it. The more hardline IRGC is in. What we need is the enriched uranium. Even Vice President Vance acknowledges it. That is underground. You can't bomb to get that. You need diplomacy. We should be sitting down with Oman, with other nations. Now that maybe we have leverage, we should be getting a deal. But to be threatening to wipe out Iranian civilization, to be threatening to blockade the Strait of Hormuz and close it, hurting the economy, that's just not rational policy.
Now, President, look, are you saying that you want diplomacy with Iran and you think that they're going to tell you the truth? They was telling the IAEA the truth. And here's the thing. They didn't even have to tell the IAEA the truth. They had eyes on the ground. I mean, the religious fatwas that the old Ayatollah had that forbid nuclear weapons, said it was a sin against God since 2004. And they kept that up and they still haven't had a nuke till this day. They don't even have a nuclear weapons program, guys. That literally no nuclear weapons program, no evidence of a nuke, no nothing. But we're over here fear mongering, talking about, they have a nuke and they'll nuke us tomorrow, or they're 2 weeks away, even though we've been saying that for decades now. Or at least told us months ago that they did not have any long-range missiles, and then they sent a long-range missile to the Diego Garcia Island. So I'm just trying to understand what your plan would be to defang Iran from a nuclear weapon, because right now, as the president has said many times, Iran's Navy is gone, the Air Force is gone, the leadership is gone, and yes, it impacted the economy and the Iranian people.
Oh, guys, make sure to double tap that screen and like the video, guys. Let's get more people on the conversation by double tapping that screen. Let's try to get to 100 likes, guys. So we can do that by smashing that like button or, double tapping that screen, depending on how you're watching.
are begging President Trump to finish the job. I mean, we had on Reza Pahlavi, a ton of other Iranian citizens who say, please, President Trump, help us. So exactly what are you saying? You're saying you would rather the president do diplomatic talks, and you think they're going to tell us the truth?
Maria, I'll tell you what the Iranian people are not begging for. They're not begging for Donald Trump to wipe out Iranian civilization.
Yeah.
They're not begging for him to blow up every power plant and threaten war crimes. And they don't like the fact that we have actually a more hardline regime in there. They have
true.
not created a regime that is respecting human.
Bro, we blew up all the moderates, all the guys that were actually working out deals with us, that was willing to give over their uranium and all that good stuff. Gone, blew them up, sadly. And now we're dealing with the hardliners who don't want to give up their nuclear enrichment. The president of Iran's talking about, hey, yo, no, we have a right to enrich, and you're not going to take that away from us. So, I mean, there goes that. And but they did break a little bit of ground, which Trump completely rejected when they said, look, well, we'll give it to you, but you need to, release about $20 billion of our assets. And you already know what Trump said. Oh, hell no.
Rights or protesters. And the reality is, yes, I don't trust Iran.
Hold on.
Obviously, Reagan had said trust to verify.
You can't sit there and tell me that you are talking about Iran's human rights when the way they treat.
Oh, guys, you got any questions, comments, jokes, or disagreements? I'll be happy to read it out loud and engage with it. Just send in a super chat. Appreciate the support, or you can go ahead and send in support on Venmo as well. Appreciate the support, guys. Let's get right back into it. And don't forget to double tap that screen and like the video, guys.
Women and the way they treat citizens are there moral equivalence between the way President Trump treats citizens and the Are you putting an equivalency there?
No, I'm not putting an equivalency. What I'm saying is that we have not created a regime that actually is respecting human rights. We have a regime that is more hardline. There is no democracy emerging. There is no regime that's actually closer to the United States. Actually, what we've done is we've increased China's role in the region. Now they want to have oil transactions in the yuan, not in the dollar. And so what we've done is actually lost influence.
And this is what's killing me as well. Dog. We might actually really be hurting ourselves or speeding up the process of de-dollaration. And, de-dollaration is pretty much where countries start dropping our dollar. We no longer have the petrodollar anymore, which means we can no longer recklessly print money the way we have been doing for decades. So, yeah, and that's in danger. And if you don't believe me, let's go ahead and head over to here at our guys at Yahoo Finance. Let me go ahead and mainstream it for you guys. So, UAE officials reportedly warned, here it is. UAE officials reportedly warned they may be forced to use yuan, the Chinese yuan, or other currencies if they run low on dollars amid the Iran war. So, yeah, this is hurting our allies, and our allies are trying to turn to, I would say, believe it or not, safer partners. And I know what you're saying, like China. I mean, Seth, you really trying to say that China's a safer partner than the US? Actually, yes, because China don't care what you do. They really don't. They'll do business with you no matter what. So, yeah, this is actually pushing other countries, even our allies, towards China and Russia. I mean, if you can't trust one superpower to you can't trust your superpower to stay out of trouble and not drag you into it, then you got to go to somebody else. And if you can't also trust that superpower to protect you, even though you got bases in, you let them have bases in your country, then yeah, that's also going to push somebody to another superpower. But as you see, oh, wow. Sorry, guys. The ads is low-key killing me on this. But all right, though, let's go ahead and get right back to it, though. Because now you see what's going on at this point. This is like not really helping us out, especially when it comes to our allies. But all right, let's go ahead and get back to it. My man, Rohana. Oh, God, make sure to double tap that screen and like the video.
In that region. And we haven't gotten the enriched uranium. I mean, that is the problem.
Well, I think that President Trump is trying to negotiate that. And he told me yesterday directly that he's expecting a deal to be signed tonight in Pakistan. I want to move on to other issues because I know you're doing a lot, Congressman, and we appreciate that. But here's my final question on this issue. Are you suggesting that Obama's leadership on Iran was better? Because under President Obama, there were 14 wire transfers to a, hold on. There were 14 wire transfers to a Swiss account linked to Hezbollah. between 2014 and 2016. That was a total of $1.7 billion. The same $1.7 billion he told Congress was frozen Iranian assets. Now, there was a back channel to Tehran through Valerie Jarrett, active for 2012 to 2024. This was after he left office. So, you know, it was almost like a shadow government. He also sent pellets of cash in a plane to Iran. Now, why would you?
Yeah, because what was the deal about the JCPOA? Look, Iran, this is literally what Obama proposed. He's like, look, we want eyes on your nuclear capabilities. You're going to let the IAEA in. You're going to keep it at 3.6%. You're going to keep at a certain stockpile. And how about this? Well, we'll go ahead and release sanctions. So we're going to have to give you like billions of dollars. I'll put it on the plane to you. I'll fly it out. And it's all good. And that worked out, actually. Yes, guys, it actually worked out. And then Trump got out of it, pretty much got out of the deal, put back on the sanctions, and pretty much now Iran is start aggressing towards that 60% enrichment. Of course, you got to go ahead and throw in the, what was it? The assassination of Qasem Soleimani. And then, of course, you got to also throw in the IRGC on the terrorist watch list. So, well, not terrorist watch list, but on the terrorist list.
You send money to Iran knowing that they are building a nuclear weapon and they are the leading sponsor of terrorism?
Man.
Barack Obama was a great statesman who left America much safer. I wouldn't put Donald Trump in the same paragraph. The reality is when President Obama left, because of the great efforts of people like Valerie Jarrett, we had 97% of the enriched uranium out. The reality is we didn't have 13 American service members dead. The reality is we never had gas go up from $2.30 to $4. The reality is we did not give China more role in the region. Let me finish, Maria. I'll let you finish.
Okay,
we didn't give China more role in the region. We did not give the IRGC a more hardline regime in there. You know why?
Yeah, we didn't lift sanctions off Russian oil so they could, you know, fuel their war machine. Yeah. Oh, and we also extended. Yeah, we extended those the lifting of the sanctions on Russian oil. Why? Because the Strait of Hormuz was still closed, and now we actually still need that Russian oil in the market. So, ain't that about a bitch?
Because Obama actually did his homework. He actually tried to engage in statesmanship. He got China, Russia, the entire European allies on board with getting Iran on a path to not having a nuclear weapon. All Trump did is listen to Netanyahu. That's his entire foreign policy. And you know what? I resent the fact that.
Oh, guys, man, let's go ahead and try to get to 100 likes by double tapping that screen and liking the video. Also, how we get more people in the conversation. So do me a favor, Ed. Double tap that screen. If you have any questions, comments, jokes, or disagreements, I'll be happy to read it out loud. Just go ahead and send in a super chat. Appreciate the support. All right.
Israel is going to tell the United States what to do. The American president should call the shots in this country.
And, well, the American president should call the shots in this country, but you and your colleagues are trying to clip his wings right now with this war powers vote. I agree. The president is in charge. But look, a lot of the things that you just said are just not true, Congressman. I mean, look, we have to look at this realistically. And President Obama sent money to the Iranians. And what did they do? They resumed their buildup of enrichment.
That's not true.
Yeah, what's not true? What's not true? What's specific?
No, it's not true. I mean, when Obama sent them that money, they abided by the JCPOA guidelines on their enrichment program. So, no, that is not true. Like, the only reason why they started funding more of their proxies and going towards that 60% enrichment is because we pulled out of the JCPOA. And that's the problem with Fox and these neocons. They don't tell you the other side. They don't even tell you the in-between. They leave out a lot of, like, context. And trust me, like, you just can't stop it off at, oh, well, they got under the JCPOA and that's it. We just, like, got out of it. And they just went towards 60%. No, that's not how it happened at all. I mean, bro, there was a lot that happened between that 2018 time period to 2020. Well, yeah, 2020 that happened. You just can't sit there and say that, oh, I'm sorry, but sorry, Seth. But yeah, they were just duplicitous actors the whole time. The JCPOA was all a fraud and a money scheme, and Obama just wanted to give them money for no reason. No, guys, sorry, don't be so simple-minded. When we pulled out of the JCPOA, when Trump did in 2018, he put back the sanctions on Iran that Obama lifted. That's the whole reason why they even got the pallets of cash. It didn't even come from the American people. And that's how duplicitous like Fox News is about this, because they frame it as if it came from us, but it didn't. And I need y'all to understand that it did not come from us. It came from frozen assets that we kept from the Iranians. So now that y'all got that out your head, let's move forward. Once we put on those acts of aggressions of the sanctions, IRGC on the terrorist list, and also killing a general, that's what pushed them towards enrichment. Because I'm sorry, but wouldn't you do the same thing? You were just in an agreement with these people. Now all of a sudden they pull out. They expect you to stay in it, bro. They make you a terrorist state, kill a general, put back on the sanctions. Oh, and you're just supposed to abide by the rules of the agreement that they pulled out of. Like, do y'all hear yourselves? Okay. Oh, make sure to double tap that screen like the video, guys.
Specifically about that sentence is not true.
There was a deal that we reached to get 97% of the enriched uranium out. In the process of that, Iran had certain assets that were Iranian assets, wasn't our money, that was unfrozen. And that was a deal that China, Russia, France, UK, Canada, the United States all agreed to. And then you had
President
Netanyahu
Obama
come in and try to torpedo it, and AIPAC tried to torpedo that deal. We were on a path to having a denuclear Iran, but what happened is it wasn't in Netanyahu's interest and AIPAC's interest, and they've dragged it.
Well, look, bro, I hate to admit it, but no, bro, this is not me glazing Obama. This is just the fact of the matter that the deal that Obama had Iran under pretty much solves all of our problems that we're dealing with today with Iran. So the smart move that Trump should have did back in his first term was just to leave that deal in place or tweak it a bit to where it's a bit more strict. But he didn't. He just got out of it completely. And that's honestly led us down the path to where we are today.
Into another war in the Middle East. They've hurt American people, and the American people are tired of it. They want people who are going to be Team America. They want people who are going to bring gas prices down here and care about our nation and get us out of these wars. And that's why Obama won. He was against the Iraq war. That's why he was on a path to normalization in terms of getting Iran to be denuclear, but it had the whole world on our side. And AIPAC, Netanyahu.
No. Obama was popping off at wars in other places as well. Like, nah, that man wasn't a saint either in the Middle East. It's just that when he came to Iran, he knew what the red line was with them. And I mean, every president knew that Iran really wasn't anything just to F with. For some reason, they've been like, Israel's been trying to sell to us that, oh, they're weak now. We need to attack them. They're this existential threat. They want to nuke you tomorrow. And every president told Bibi to go kick rocks. We're not doing that because they kind of seen this playing out just like this, sadly. So the worst part about this is that our president took the word of, well, the Mossad and Bibi Netanyahu over, well, his generals and CIA. And that's why we're in this predicament today, actually. Pretty tough, ain't it?
That up.
Relax. Congressman, it doesn't change the fact that 10 presidents before President Trump all said the same thing.
I think there's some connection issue.
Congressman,
now I can hear you.
Congressman, it doesn't change the fact that 10 presidents before President Trump all said the same thing. Iran cannot.
Hey, and shout out to my man Josh for sending the clapping seal for $250. Appreciate your support, my man, because every 100 joules equal $1. So shout out. Let me go ahead and give you a shout out real quick.
Have a nuclear weapon. They are the leading state sponsor of terrorism. They cannot have a nuclear weapon.
One president delivered, and that was Barack Obama.
No, that's not true. Not one of them did anything about it.
Barack Obama is the only one who delivered.
Congressman, you're talking fantasy.
97%
Obama
out.
did nothing about it. You're talking fantasy. Obama did nothing about it. Other than send money to the Iranians.
Obama got the whole world. He didn't send money to them. That's just factually false. He unfroze Iranian assets, but he had the whole world behind it.
That's
true. How many countries do we have?
That's what kills me, though. It's like they really put this duplicitous spin on the JCPOA. Like, oh, he just sent them money. He supports terrorism. It's like, no, guys. I don't even know why y'all believe that BS. No, he unfroze. He took off the sanctions, unfroze Iranian assets, and sent the money to them. It's like, I'm sorry, but it didn't come out of the pockets of the American people. But for some reason, that's how Fox News got to spin it to you to make this seem like Obama's just this evil terrorist supporter. I mean, shit, trust me, my man was doing way more against terrorism than supporting terrorism. I'll tell you that right now.
Behind us now. Obama had Russia, China, Canada, UK.
And, well, be real, it's also fueling more conflicts in the Middle East as well. So, I mean, no president I mean, let's be real. A lot of presidents are guilty of that.
France, the whole
Russia,
world
okay.
on board,
Well,
and they
now
lost
you lost
97%.
Now, Congressman, now you lost me. Saying Obama had Russia and China in their corner. I think you know better than most that Russia and China are not in our corner. Congressman, we will continue this discussion,
this issue,
and we appreciate you.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that, man. Russia made that big move on Crimea under Obama. Obama was like, you know what? You got it, bro. I'm just not going to do anything about it. Hey, Crimea, you Russia now. Like, what could he do? What are you going to do? Go to war with Russia? All right, guys, let's go ahead and get right back into it with our guys over here back at Fox again. Then we're going to go see what the left is talking about.
Vice President J.D. Vance is reportedly set to head to Pakistan today for a new round of peace talks with Iran.
Right. I say Pakistan, you say Pakistan. Yeah.
Lawrence dated a girl from there, and she said you have to say Pakistan.
Right. Pakistan.
But I kind of mixed it. I did Pakistan.
Yep. A little bit later, we'll find
Pakistan.
out and maybe get that girl on the phone. We'll find out what's going on with you two. But President Trump is now accusing Iran of violating the ceasefire, which expires tomorrow.
Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yinks joins us live from Israel with the latest. Hey, Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. The ceasefire between the United States and Iran is set to end this week. The U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance and the American delegation are expected to travel to Pakistan today, going to Islamabad. State media in Iran, though, says the Iranian delegation has not yet departed for the talks. Iran Parliament Speaker posted